Be me. 26. Gender Studies professor at State University. Published researcher on dating inequalities and female empowerment. Run academic blog about dismantling patriarchal dating structures. Absolutely convinced modern dating finally levels playing field for women. Always believed dating apps and hookup culture liberated women from traditional constraints. We have choices now. We control who we talk to. We decide when to meet. We set boundaries. Men finally have to work for our attention instead of expecting it. Lecture weekly about how modern dating empowers women while forcing men to confront their privilege. Write papers on how digital romance democratizes relationship formation. Feel academically superior about understanding gender dynamics. Thursday afternoon, guest lecture from dating app researcher Dr. Sarah Chen. She presents data I've never seen before. Statistics that challenge everything I thought I knew about modern dating. Shows charts about match rates by gender. Men get 2% of their swipes matched. Women get 50%. Average male response rate to messages, 15%. Average female response rate, 80%. Feel confused by numbers. Ask if data accounts for male desperation inflating female match rates. Dr. Chen says no. These are actual engagement patterns showing structural imbalance in dating market. Friday, can't stop thinking about lecture. Request access to Dr. Chen's full research dataset. Numbers are even more stark than presentation showed. Men send 10 times more opening messages than women. Receive 5 times fewer responses. Spend 3 times longer crafting individual messages. Success rate for getting dates, 0.5% of matches. Women receive hundreds of messages weekly, respond a handful, go on dates with tiny fraction, have abundance of choice while men compete desperately for attention. Weekend, deep dive into dating app research I've been ignoring. Studies showing male mental health decline correlating with app usage. Female mental health improving with increased romantic options. Find data on financial aspects. Men spend average $200 monthly on dating apps and dates. Women spend $30. Men pay for 89% of first dates. Expected to plan everything. Initiate everything. Risk everything. Monday. Share findings with colleague Dr. Martinez, who researches economic gender dynamics. Ask him if dating market mirrors other economic systems where one group has massive advantage. He laughs grimly. Says modern dating is most unequal marketplace he's ever analyzed. Women hold almost all negotiating power while men compete from position of scarcity. Tuesday, start questioning my own dating history with new perspective. Think about every relationship I've had. Men always pursued me. Planned elaborate first dates. Texted constantly for my attention. Competed with other guys for my interest. I chose between multiple options while they hoped to be chosen. Never occurred to me this dynamic was systemically unfair rather than personally flattering. Wednesday, interview male students about dating experiences for new research project. Stories are universally brutal. Months without matches. Hundreds of ignored messages. Constant rejection despite genuine effort. Financial stress from covering all dating costs. One student spent entire semester's meal money on failed first dates. Another developed anxiety disorder from repeated ghosting. Third, quit dating entirely after 2 years of zero success. Feel sick hearing these experiences I've been dismissing as male entitlement. Thursday, compare male student stories to female student experiences. Women describe abundance of matches they can't respond to. Multiple guys competing for each date. Men offering to pay for everything, plan everything, travel to them. Choice paralysis from too many options rather than struggle to find any options. The contrast is devastating to my worldview. Friday, emergency meeting with Dr. Chen to discuss implications of research. Ask her directly, is modern dating rigged against men? She pauses long time, says as feminist researcher, she's reluctant to frame it that way. But data clearly shows structural disadvantage for men that's getting worse over time. Saturday, research historical dating patterns for comparison. Traditional dating had problems: limited female choice, economic dependence, social restrictions. But power dynamics were more balanced in some ways. Men had clearer path to romantic success through provider role. Women had guaranteed attention if they wanted it. Both sides had defined expectations. Modern dating gives women all benefits of choice without traditional constraints. Gives men all traditional obligations without guaranteed path to success. Sunday, realization hitting that I've been studying only one side of gender equation. All my research focused on female empowerment in dating. Never examined what happens to men when women gain total selection power. Turns out when one group gets all advantages, other group suffers. Simple economic principle I somehow missed. Monday, start redesigning research to examine dating inequality from both perspectives. Interview couples who met on apps versus traditional settings. Pattern emerges immediately. App couples. Women chose men from large pool of options. Men feel lucky to be selected, constantly worry about being replaced. Traditional couples. More mutual selection process. Both sides invested similar effort in courtship. Power imbalances are visible in relationship dynamics years later. Tuesday, present preliminary findings to Gender Studies Department. Room gets uncomfortable when I describe structural disadvantages men face in modern dating. Colleague interrupts, "Are you seriously arguing men are oppressed in dating?" Tell her I'm arguing that market dynamics create inequality that affects human well-being regardless of historical context. Get accused of both siding gender issues and centering male perspectives. Wednesday, pushback from feminist community about research direction. Blog comments saying I'm falling for men's rights propaganda, colleagues questioning my commitment to women's empowerment. But data doesn't lie. Men are systematically disadvantaged in current dating market, whether we acknowledge it or not. Thursday, interview dating coaches and therapists about client demographics. Male dating coaches report explosion in desperate clients. Men willing to spend thousands learning basic conversation skills because apps make natural meeting impossible. Female dating coaches focus on choice management, teaching women how to filter overwhelming options rather than find any options. Therapists report male clients developing depression, anxiety, self-worth issues related to dating struggles. Female clients dealing with choice paralysis and commitment anxiety. System is making everyone miserable in different ways. Friday, month into research pivot. Data shows dating inequality worse than I imagined. Top 10% of men receive 60% of female attention on apps. Bottom 50% of men receive virtually no matches ever. Average woman has dating options equivalent to top 5% of men in traditional dating market. Mathematical impossibility for system to work fairly when numbers are this skewed. Weekend, read men's forums about dating experiences. Content is often bitter and misogynistic, but underlying struggles are real. Men describing years of effort with zero romantic success. Financial ruin from dating expenses. Mental health crises from constant rejection. Some responses are toxic and blame women unfairly. But core problem, systematic exclusion from romantic marketplace, is legitimate concern. Monday, interview women about their dating abundance to understand other side. Many describe feeling overwhelmed by choices. Paradox of choice making commitment difficult. Men seeming interchangeable when so many options available. Some admit to treating matches casually because replacement cost is zero. Ghost men they would have given chances to in scarcity environment. System that gives women too much power can corrupt behavior just like system that gives men too much power. Tuesday, research polyamory and alternative relationship structures growing in popularity. Find correlation between dating app frustration and interest in non-monogamous arrangements. Men seek polyamory hoping to access relationships otherwise unavailable. Women seek it to avoid choosing between multiple options. Both responses to artificial scarcity and abundance created by app-based dating. Wednesday, examine economic parallels to dating market concentration. When few companies control a market, consumers suffer from reduced choice and inflated prices. When few individuals control dating market, everyone suffers from reduced genuine connection and inflated expectations. Apps concentrate romantic power in hands of most attractive women while creating massive disadvantaged class of men. Thursday, interview relationship therapists about long-term effects of unequal dating markets. Report that couples who met through apps have higher rates of relationship anxiety. Men constantly worry about being replaced. Women struggle with commitment due to FOMO. Inequality doesn't end when couples form. It creates ongoing power imbalances that damage relationship stability. Friday, 6 weeks into research. Overwhelming evidence that modern dating systematically disadvantages men while creating unhealthy dynamics for everyone. Time to admit what data clearly shows: current system is rigged. Weekend. Write preliminary paper. Structural inequality in digital dating markets. How app-based romance creates systematic disadvantage. Argue that dating apps concentrate romantic power, similarly to how economic monopolies concentrate wealth. Small group benefits enormously while majority struggles with artificial scarcity. Monday, submit paper to Feminist academic journal where I'm published before. Get rejected within 48 hours. Editor says findings problematic for women's empowerment narrative and potentially harmful to feminist movement. Feel frustrated that academic integrity takes backseat to ideological conformity. Tuesday, present findings at academic conference on modern relationships. Mixed reception. Some researchers excited by novel perspective, others hostile to challenging female empowerment in dating. Panel discussion becomes heated when I suggest we need dating market reforms to create more equality. Accused of wanting to control women's choices. Have to clarify that I want structural changes, not individual restrictions. Wednesday, interview former dating app employees about algorithm design. Learn that apps are specifically designed to create artificial scarcity for men and abundance for women. Maximizes engagement and revenue. Algorithms show women profiles of top-tier men to keep them swiping. Show men occasional matches to prevent complete despair. System is deliberately engineered to create inequality rather than facilitating genuine connection. Thursday, research historical examples of systematic romantic inequality. Arranged marriage systems disadvantaged women by removing choice. Current system disadvantages men by removing accessibility. Both create human suffering through artificial constraints on natural pair bonding processes. Friday, 3 months into research. Ready to make public statement about findings. Write blog post. As feminist researcher, I must admit modern dating is structurally unfair to men. Published despite knowing it will damage my reputation in feminist academic circles. Weekend. Immediate backlash to blog post. Feminist websites calling me traitor to movement. Colleagues distancing themselves from research. But also support from unexpected sources. Men sharing posts thanking me for acknowledging their experiences. Some women admitting they've noticed same patterns. Monday, interview requests from podcasts and media outlets. Some genuine interest in research, others wanting to use findings for anti-feminist arguments. Have to carefully navigate presenting data without undermining women's rights or empowering genuine misogyny. Tuesday, follow-up research on solutions to dating inequality. Study countries with different dating cultures. Places where traditional courtship still exists show more balanced romantic outcomes. Apps work better in cultures with different gender norms around initiation and financial responsibility. Problem isn't technology itself, but how it interacts with existing cultural expectations. Wednesday, propose reforms to dating app design and new paper. Suggest limiting daily swipes to prevent choice overload, requiring mutual financial contribution to premium features. Algorithm changes to distribute attention more evenly. Industry unlikely to adopt changes that reduce engagement and profits. Thursday, 6 months after beginning research. Invited to debate dating inequality at University Forum. Opponent argues that any disadvantage men face is justified by historical oppression of women. Counter that creating new systems of inequality doesn't solve old ones. Two wrongs don't make right. Audience split between agreement and outrage at my position. Friday, reflection on research journey and personal transformation. Started believing modern dating empowered women while fairly challenging men. Data forced me to admit system creates systematic disadvantage for men while corrupting behavior of women through artificial abundance. Both groups suffer from inequality, just in different ways. Weekend. Final paper submission to journal willing to publish controversial findings. Title: The Rigged Game: How Modern Dating Markets Create Systematic Gender Inequality. Conclude that current system is unsustainable and harmful to genuine human connection. Monday, year after starting research. Dating inequality has gotten worse based on latest data. More men dropping out of dating entirely, more women reporting choice paralysis and commitment issues. System is breaking down under weight of its own inequality. Tuesday, speak at conference about need for dating market reform. Argue that feminism should oppose systematic disadvantage regardless of which gender experiences it. True equality means fair access to romantic opportunities for everyone. Wednesday, get message from male student I interviewed year ago. He found girlfriend through hobby group after quitting apps. Says my research helped him understand that problem was system, not him personally. Feel vindicated that acknowledging reality helps people rather than harms them. Thursday, female colleague admits privately that she agrees with my research but can't say so publicly. Says dating abundance has made her treat men poorly and struggle with commitment. Wants more balanced system too. Realize many people see problems, but afraid to discuss them openly. Friday, final reflection on admitting uncomfortable truth about modern dating. Data clearly shows system is rigged against men. Pretending otherwise doesn't help anyone. Acknowledging inequality is first step toward creating fairer romantic marketplace for everyone. Maybe that's what real feminism looks like, caring about human well-being regardless of gender.